Quick update. I've been filming one take style videos for the past couple of weeks now, where I don't stop recording when I mess up. I pause, collect my thoughts, say the sentence again, and then in editing, I use AI tools to remove the pauses. And I made this change because editing used to eat my day and I was avoiding posting. This new way is faster, lighter, way less stressful, and I'm actually publishing. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what worked, how I avoid rambling, and how I film faster so editing is almost automatic. So I have a fast setup. I've been talking about them in my past videos, which you can check them linked below. My setup, so my light, audio, framing, these things never change. I do the same thing every time so my brain doesn't negotiate with me later. Same corner, same angle every time. And this for me is fewer choices, therefore faster start. So since I have my corner set, then what I do is decide whether I'm going to outline or script my video. So here's my rule after testing both. If the topic is simple and I won't ramble, I use a 5-bullet outline. It's always this structure: address the problem, tell us why it happens, the 3-step solution, an example, and a CTA, call to action, right? And if the topic makes me talk too long or needs precise wording, I write a tight script with very short lines, one idea per line. And this helps me when I'm filming because I can over-explain if I'm not careful. And the outline keeps me on track. The script keeps me concise. Either way, I read it like I'm leaving a voice note for a friend, so it does not sound robotic. And now I'm going to talk about the part that changed everything. Here's exactly what I do while recording. If I mess up or I flub a sentence, I just stop talking and take a nice long pause. I take one breath, look at my outline or script, and I say out loud, again. Then I re-say just that sentence. I don't restart the whole video. And then later when I edit, I only take the sentence that has the word again in it. This way it's easy for me to track which is the good line. If I lose my place in my script or outline, I say, give me a second. I glance down, find the next bullet, look back up, and continue. If I ramble, which happens quite often, I stop mid-ramble and say out loud, simpler. Then I deliver the shorter version. This works brilliantly for me, whose mind is usually all over the place, because pauses are easy to auto-remove later. Also, because I re-say just a sentence, I keep momentum and my face resets for a clean jump cut. Then I let AI do the boring part. Most editors now have something like remove silence, tighten pauses, or, smart cuts. I am currently using CapCut. So I import the clip, I turn that on, and it cuts the dead air for me automatically. So keep these 2 safety rules so it doesn't hurt your message. First, listen to the first pass. Make sure it didn't chop important breaths that carry meaning. If it did, reduce the sensitivity or bring back that pause. Second, keep natural breaks. I leave a tiny beat between major points so the viewer can process. This helps so much as AI handles the repetitive trims, and I keep the human choices such as clarity and pacing. But for all of this to go smoothly, I have a few filming habits that make editing even easier. Before I keep going, remember to turn your D&D on or your airplane mode on. I'm using my phone, so I was just receiving a phone call while I was filming this video. So now I'm going to end up having 2 clips. I like to work with 1 clip just to simplify things for me, to avoid things like this from happening. That's why I would recommend you to put your D&D on, which when you watch my video on how to set up for day 0, I explain. Okay, so one thing I like to say to myself is small things make big difference. This is how I film so that my editing is easy. I speak in short sentences, line, pause, line, because short lines means easy cuts. 2, I try to keep still for 1 beat when I pause. It avoids the weird blur when the cut happens. Number 3, I reset face to neutral before re-saying a sentence. The jump cuts looks more intentional and it doesn't happen mid-blink. 4, I say mark after a strong line. That tells future me that this could be a short. I can search for the word mark in captions later and easily find it. Number 5, I have a rule in which I add 0 background music or 0 noise while I record. I can add that later only if I truly need it. Most of the time it'll be in shorts or reels. Otherwise, I don't. Number 6, one tool per job. I do not switch cameras or editors mid-session. One camera, one editor, and one thumbnail tool. Done. These are important part of my process because they reduce friction later. Less fiddling in the timeline and faster publish. So here's my step-by-step workflow from start to finish. I spent about 10 minutes to plan my video where I outline or script 5 bullets or short line script if I'm likely to ramble on a particular section. Then I'll record around 10 minutes today doing one take. I'll talk in short lines, and if I mess up, I'll pause and then start from the top of the sentence. The next, editing is currently taking up about 30 minutes for me. I'll import to CapCut. AI remove silences, check the first pass, restore any meaningful pause, and then add quick title card or lower third, and then I'll stop. Then I'll publish in about 3 to 5 minutes. Add the title, a few description lines, then I'll have my call to action, and then I'll post. On a short video, this is 20 to 30 minutes total for me. Longer topics can be 60 to 90 minutes, and this is still way faster than my old way. I learned these the hard way. My first mistake is I used to talk in long paragraphs. Now I talk in short lines. Next, my mic was too far usually. So I fixed that by keeping it literally in front of my mouth. Another thing I used to do was I used to change angles every video. So I now solve that by filming in the same corner, same marks, and that way I don't have to think and worry about it in the future. My next mistake was over editing small things, and I don't do that anymore. I try to remember that the goal is to post and not have a really highly polished video. Another thing I used to do was not have a very clear ending. I am working on this by ending with one clean line and a single call to action. These alone cut my time, I'd say, almost in half. So I'd love for you to try this today, even if it's just 60 to 90 seconds. Write 5 bullets or a tight script if you tend to over-explain like myself. Then you can record in short lines. And if you mess up, you can pause, say something that helps you understand that this is the correct one, like I would say again, and then re-say it. Then you can use AI silence removal or trim once and post. And if you want my exact outline template and a sample shortline script, you can paste into notes. The link to my newsletter is in the description. I tend to share such things there, and I'll be happy to send it to you. All right, let's get to work. See you in the next one.